keeping our eyes on Brent crude for you. It hit $80 a barrel yesterday, now at $79 a barrel. And here's the thing, some oil marketing companies have started adjusting fuel prices upwards at the pumps. Now, one of the market leaders, Shell, has taken the lead and is now selling a liter of petrol and diesel at 6 cedis 52 pesos. Sources say the increase has been influenced by rising prices of finished petroleum products on the international market. I just told you about that. Joy Business is also learning that Shell decided to review its prices this time around because it did not adjust prices during the last pricing window, though its competitor Total did that. Now, the other major OMCs could follow by adjusting prices in the coming days, and consumers may have to brace up to pay more for their fuel. The Public Interest and Accountability Committee is impressing on government the need to implement its recommendations on the expenditure of oil revenues. The committee is demanding that government builds legacy projects in each of the 16 regions in order for citizens to benefit from the resources. Chairman of the committee, Professor Kwame Adom-Frimpong, spoke to Joy Business after a swearing-in ceremony for some new members of the committee in Accra.
Look at our 2020 report. He recommended that the government should have at least one or two legacy properties that we can pinpoint, if possible, in all regions. Pinpoint that this legacy or this property is from petroleum revenue. At times, you use the petroleum revenue to do a lot of things, but it's difficult to identify or pinpoint that this is from. So a lot of people talk. We are having more oil, we are having this, we are having this. You don't know how they are using them. So at least if those things are there, they can point it out and then let the citizens or the public know that this comes from the petroleum revenue. That's one recommendation. And also explain that the thinly properties, you have to seize it. Because at times you go to a region, then borehole, small ones, and then the following year it's not there again. The roads, the way some are constructed, you go there, the following year it's not there again. So that's why we are agitating that petroleum revenue should have legacy properties. We can point it out that this is coming from petroleum revenue.
Now, despite predictions that remittance inflows to Africa would suffer as a result of COVID-19, the story about Ghana proved otherwise as the country continues to witness significant growth. For instance, fastest growing Ghanaian Fintech, ZPay, managed to grow its business by 146% in compound annual growth within the markets in which it operates. Managing Director Andrew Techiapia spoke to Joy Business at the company's 2021 annual general meeting where it declared dividend payment for last year.
2020 was a good year for us. We had a few challenges at the first quarter, partly because of Brexit, which affected obviously our European operations, and then of course the local challenges in itself, and then the pandemic itself. But I think we, month on month, year on year, we merged well. We finished at 146% growth, cumulative average growth rate, which is quite relevant for a fintech. We closed the year with an annual profit of, I think, 4.2 million. This is after tax. In terms of revenues were in excess of 16 million. As a business, we processed $400 million in volume. And the outlook for 2021 is very exciting for us. We brought on new shareholders. So we've got IMP, which is a French private equity investor. And then, of course, we brought on Good Soil as well through a vehicle of theirs. So it's exciting. I'm even more excited about the fact that we've closed our Series 8.0 and we're looking to close our Series 8.5 by the end of the year, which will scale us into our global operations on the continent and also in the Caribbean. In terms of earnings per share moved from 4 cedis to 40 cedis, which is also very relevant. But of course, if you look at our growth year on year, on average, we grow about 150–140%.
Andrew Techiapia, the managing director of ZPay. Meanwhile, chairman of the company, Kwesi Yankee, has renewed commitments to position ZPay as the best payments and remittances platform to drive further growth.
Pandemic which broke out really meant that a lot of money was needed, mobile money, in terms of mobile money flowing from various countries worldwide. And this really, we had to take advantage of what the pandemic brought onto and increased our transactions in leaps and bounds. And ZPay has become a company that we'll have to all contend with. It's done extremely well this, and hope that coming year will even be better. We went into Francophone countries, Ivory Coast, which is one of our leading, countries, operating. We're also going into Mozambique and other Southern African countries, so that we open the various corridors for us to do our fintech.
And you're watching Business Live. Still to come, the Joy Business Van will feature one of Ghana's first IT solutions providers, Rema Systems and Associates, which is supporting the growth of businesses. That story coming up.
Hello, my name is Nathaniel Atto. You can catch up with all the fun and inspiration on the Joy Sports link here on Joy 99.7 FM, together with all other shows over and over again. It's very simple. All you need to do is go to myjoyonline.com/podcast and relive all of those fun moments over and over again. Joy 99.7 FM, your radio for discerning listeners.
Joy 99.7.
Welcome back, everyone. This is Business Live. Now, over the past decades, the introduction of the internet has vastly expanded communication and information. It's also transformed the way we work, bringing with it solutions that enhance efficiency and ease of doing business. Information technology solutions provider, Rema Systems and Associates Limited, is among the first firms that sprang up to provide tailored IT services to support business growth. The Joy Business Van is there today. In 1995, Ghana became the next African country to have full internet connectivity in sub-Saharan Africa. The introduction of internet and wireless technology vastly expanded communication and information. Information technology had come to stay. Businesses and organizations would become dependent on it for their survival. Software planning and development became very essential.
A cloud-based solution that can be accessed by anybody, anywhere.
Rema Systems and Associates was one of the first firms to spring up to provide technology solutions. It was started by 4 friends in the year 2000. We meet up with 2 of the co-founders, Daniel Abrokwa and Samuel Newman.
During those days, 2000, that was when emerging technology, ERP systems, etc., was coming. So we decided to team up to form this company.
But by then, also the small businesses, they didn't have softwares to use. So our target was, what software can we put on the market for the small businesses? So that brought the idea of Sage Pastel.
The partnership with Pastel of South Africa, now Sage Pastel, facilitated its first business with Worldspace, a digital broadcasting company, and some local firms like Efam Ponsa Pharmaceutical Company, producer of FPAC. Enterprise Resource Planning, ERP, a type of software that organizations use to manage day-to-day business activities such as accounting, procurement, and project management, was in high demand at the time. Rema Systems became the go-to place for such solutions. Rema Systems, over time, assembled a team of devoted software and hardware engineers who have developed and deployed tailored solutions that have helped companies streamline their business processes, save cost, and increase turnover consistently. Rema Systems already started making footprints in other African countries, such as Nigeria, Liberia, Sierra Leone, Gambia, Senegal, DR Congo, Rwanda, and Chad.
Almost all the solutions that we were dealing with were desktop applications, which required skills and personally. You have to be there in person to be able to implement, train, do hand-holding, and support. So with that technology, it means that we needed more people. So as the business grew, we were also increasing the number of employees. And that was the technology at that time till about 5 years ago, 2016, 2017, when cloud technology started echoing. So we all also decided, as part of management strategic plan, to also move to the cloud technology space. But we thought we have time to COVID strike.
As unexpected as it was, the COVID-19 pandemic accelerated Rema Systems' shift to cloud computing technology, which allows people to share information and applications across the internet without being restricted to physical location.
When COVID came, there was a lockdowns. Companies decided to implement working from home policy. So the kind of technology that we were supporting, it was desktop and in person. You have to be there in person to be able to support. Became redundant and obsolete. Because we couldn't fix within a space of a short time. Everything is cramping down. So COVID actually meant you either survive by reinventing yourself or your business die.
Most IT companies which were not swift enough to make the transition have had to shut down as they have lost businesses. Rema Systems had to be creative and innovative to stay in business.
It meant we have to now come up with cutting-edge technologies which were in tune with cloud computing. So currently we have over a period of 15 months now, we've come up with almost about 8 to 9 products at various stages of development and go to market. Some of them are almost ready entering the market.
The solutions include church management system, education management system, as well as field inventory management system. So what have been the greatest successes struck by Rema Systems?
I'll say that the impact at least we made with the telecommunication companies. Ghana Telecom, Vodafone, Tigo, at least we ran all their operations in Africa in terms of their retail management solution, which is key because once they are not making the money, it affects operation. So with the retail management system, they are easily able to realize their incomes and revenue. Yeah.
Rema Systems, like every other business, has had to weather the pandemic storm, and its association with the Canada-Ghana Chamber of Commerce for the past 7 years has been helpful.
They were always checking on us. How is the business doing? Trying to create opportunities, trying to link us up with other people or in and out of the country, just to ensure that our businesses, work. And one, I think, the new thinking of the executive management of the chamber is now to look at how we can strengthen the domestic companies.
Strengthening domestic companies, Rema Systems believes is essential, especially at this time, and is excited about potential strategic partnerships and opportunities ahead. Meantime, Rema Systems continues to explore new solutions as technology evolves.
What we've decided now is that every step of new technology that comes, we fit ourselves into it. So right now we are in the era of AI. We've trained staff to be able to go into that area. That's why most of the solutions that we have now have AI and business intelligence components in them. Because that is the future. We want to see Rema going into the next 20 years plus, that it becomes the Africa or the Ghana Microsoft. Actually, that's what we are looking at. The Ghana Microsoft.
Especially to solve the problems on the continent.
We can do it. We can do it.
We
can do it.
And do make a date next week for another episode of the Joy Business Fun. The last one for us tonight. Guinness Ghana has launched the much anticipated Bright House experience at an entertaining and star-studded event at the Accra Polo Court. Now, the Bright House experience, a fundamental part of the Guinness Black Shines Brightest campaign, is a model bar which will serve as a cultural space and a hub for people to connect and energize each other with creativity, inspiration, and of course, a cold bottle of Guinness. More in the following report.
Head of Beers, Heineken Portfolio and Guinness Trademark at Guinness Ghana, Roland Kwesilab Yofori, noted that the business continues to make investments that make it possible for its customers and consumers to always enjoy the best quality of Guinness products.
The Black Shines Brightest campaign is a campaign that seeks to give a voice to young, enterprising cultural makers, people who are doing their own thing, dancers, artists, poets. And the whole idea is that we want to give them a platform to fully express what they can do. And also, most importantly, use that experience to also encourage the next generation that it is possible for a young, enterprising African to be able to make it on their own.
The Bright House experience will see Guinness working closely with bars across the country to show the company's commitment to partnering its customers and consumers for the best lived experiences when enjoying the cold bottle of Guinness. These bars will appear in Kumasi, Takoradi, and Tamale.
Even in the makeup of Guinness, we work with a lot of, small business holders within the chain. So I think that the last impact study we did, we were affecting over 200,000 people, right from the farmers who grow the sorghum and knows that once they harvest, we are buying everything, to the aggregators who put them together, to the haulers who transport it to our breweries. Then when it is packaged into beer, all our KDs, who also employ hundreds of people, to our retailers, our wholesalers, they are all involved in our production. So for any bottle of Guinness that is produced, you have hundreds of thousands of people who contribute to it. And and they have guaranteed employment because of our existence. So this campaign is just to throw light on what we do, and also, as I said, handpick a couple of young enterprising Ghanaians and Africans, just to kind of encourage the African that is possible. I must say that if you look at Africa, it is the continent with the most youthful population, and that comes with a lot of strife around unemployment and all.
All right, and that's Business Live tonight. Thanks for watching, everyone. More news on our website, myjoyonline.com/business. We're back same time tomorrow. Goodbye.